one quick fact about having to do with condensed milk. So when coffee was first introduced to Vietnam in 1875, fresh milk actually wasn't readily available. So so that's why we use sweetened condensed milk because it comes in a can, it can be preserved for a while. So yeah, and then because of that, we use sweetened condensed milk. It gives it a very sweet flavor, but it also doesn't take away from the flavor of the coffee. So that's why the coffee is also very strong and yeah, but also very sweet as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then Nick also has the classic Cafe du Monde that's used in a lot of Viet coffees. So yeah.
Yeah, one other thing that I was surprised to find out was that because you all know that there are different kinds of coffee beans out there, different breeds of different plants, and the second most popular worldwide is called the like I believe Coffea robusta, which makes up about 40% of all the beans that you'll find on like shelves and stuff. And Vietnam is actually the world's leading exporter of that, making up about roughly 18% of all coffee beans of any kind worldwide. Thought that was kind of cool.
Oh, and FYI, I can't really hear anything because my earbuds are not in my ears. Hot water. Oh.
It's been such a long time since I've seen condensed milk. Now I'm like really craving this.
Does anybody else have fun facts about Vietnamese coffee?
What I think is kind of cool is that like some locations will put like egg into their coffee to make it fluffier, which I think is actually pretty good because I remember one time I was at Starbucks and I was like, oh, I want a cold brew, but the cold brews are kind of too much for me. And so they're like, oh, we have like egg white powder in it. And I was like, what? Egg and coffee? Super fluffy. So I would also like, I'd be super down to try like egg in Viet coffee.
Wait, talking about eggs and coffee. Fun fact, in Vietnam, in Hanoi, it's one of coffee with egg is one of the like a signature dish there. So like what they do is they have egg yolk with condensed milk and they whip it up and then they'll just put that in coffee. It's like Asian eggnog. It's really good.
Egg yolk, not egg white.
Yeah, but egg yolk, egg white, yeah. It's like Asian eggnog. It's really good.
So Min, are you gonna make that for me?
Please. No, because the eggs here aren't pasteurized the same way, so it's not safe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, believe it or not, U.S. doesn't have very high standards for their.
Actually, also fun fact about eggs. Okay, just because it's not pasteurized the same way doesn't mean it's lower quality. The way eggs work in U.S. is that you guys need to have your eggs refrigerized 24/7 for it to not be like spoiled. For most of Europe and some of Asia, it's the opposite, where they clean the egg so that you don't have to refrigerate it. In fact.
So can you clean the egg yourself? Like, Min,
No,
if you had an egg, you're like, I'm gonna clean you so you don't have to be like refrigerated, please.
I mean, if you have a hen farm, you can do that, but
so then get a hen farm. Wait, no, take the Cal Poly chickens.
No, the FDA.
Wait, aren't you from Yuba City?
Regulation is different, basically.
Oh my god,
So,
wait,
like,
I'll go get my city chickens.
It's over.
Oh my god.
So are the eggs like a refrigerate after opening type of deal, or?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Charisma's about to drop out of college to start her own hen farm. Swear to God.
I don't need to drop out of college. Just literally my whole major, like.
BD hen farm.
Animal science.
I don't want to be the chicken person.
What are you doing, Nick?
So currently I put water into the auto drip and there's coffee grounds in here that's screwed on top and it's slowly dripping very hot coffee to this condensed milk. This usually takes a while, like about 30 minutes. Yeah. At the end product and at the end of the session, I will have a modest cup of black coffee that's very sweet with condensed milk. Optionally, you can also add ice afterwards. And yeah.
Do you recommend adding ice?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
ahead.
So I know that when you make like regular coffee, like a pour over, you like have to only pour a little bit of hot water and then wait for the coffee beans or coffee grinds to like bloom. Do you have to do the same thing for Vietnamese drip coffee?
Absolutely not. On the contrary, to pour overs, right? You're compressing the grounds very similar to an espresso machine, right? Where you like compact it because there's a screw on, so everything is packed. Pour over is like you just let it, open, no compaction. You want it to soak and pour through. But this, yeah, you don't have to worry about like pouring it slowly or whatnot. Just let us do its thing. Yeah. Remember when I was a little kid, like elementary, my dad used to drink a lot of coffee, specifically Vit coffee, and would like do the ritual routine every morning to like get condensed milk out of the can. He didn't do what I did, where he just like poked a hole and let it drip. He opened it up and took spoonfuls out. I remember when I was a little kid, the sweet tooth demon of me would ask for like just a spoon of condensed milk before he went off to work.
Is there a reason you let it drip instead of just pouring it straight out?
So the coffee is stronger.
Yes.
Yeah.
I meant the
condensed milk. The condensed milk, because it would.
Oh. So I do that because in the case that this thing drops, right?
It doesn't drop into the coffee.
No, not that. If the can drops, like if I move it out in the fridge, because I'm not gonna use the whole thing at all, the entire time. I don't get a big sticky mess because I know I can be a clumsy person. Yeah. Plus, it's like I'm gonna use a spoon to grab the coffee grounds. I don't want to use 2 spoons to grab one for coffee grounds and then one for like the milk, so like it's less dishes to wash.
Okay.
I don't know, just a preference. Just a habit of mine.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, shall we move on?
Yeah, we can like move on to spring rolls while we're waiting for the coffee to finish dripping.
Okay.
So,
Fantastic. All right.
alrighty.
Give it over to Sarah.
For ingredients for the spring rolls, oh my gosh, I hate being on speaker. But so of course
But
you're
so
gonna
cute.
need.
Why would you hate it?
Thank you. Also, my internet is sometimes spotty, so let me know if I start like cutting off. But have some noodles. Any like rice noodles will honestly work. And then we also have some shrimp. The thing with like cutting up shrimp for spring rolls is that you have to cut it like lengthwise. So like for example, this is one shrimp, but then you like split it lengthwise so that when you lay it down on the rice paper, it will look like nice and pretty. Because that's the goal here. And as for rice paper, I use like the 3 Ladies one. I don't know. That's like just a classic. And then let's see here. Oh yes, I also have some pork and just some like leafy greens here. It's like a variety of like lettuce, I think. I don't know my greens that well, but yeah. And then you should be able to have an end product that's sort of like this. I was practicing earlier, but yeah. And then you also have like a little sheet where, so what you do to prepare the rice paper is that you just warm it with like warm water on both sides, and then you lay it on a tray like this. That's sort of like perforated. I think that's the word. But yeah, and then you wait for it to soften up and rehydrate. I'm gonna lean my camera down. Let me know if you can't see it. But is that all right? Let me know.
Yeah, that looks great.
All right, cool. So first thing that I'm gonna do is that like you have to sort of think about what the end product wants to be. So I know that I want the shrimp to be facing out to make it look nice. So I'm taking like the outside part and laying it flat down. I usually do maybe 2 halves, so 1 whole shrimp. And then the next step is to add some noodles. So I'm just gonna be taking a bit of that. One issue that I always seem to have is like overfilling, because I just get so excited about like rolling my spring rolls and eating it right away that I just like put way too much. But less is more, to be honest. Next step is meat. I use pork. And then the next step would be adding the greens. And honestly, there's no like right or wrong way. Like it's spring rolls, you like it's all gonna go in your stomach in the end. But this is just the way that I like to do it. And then after that, oh yeah, some people might like come for me for this, but I like to put eggs in my spring rolls. That is completely optional. Please don't come for me. If you do put eggs in your spring rolls, then we're already best buds. But yeah, so I usually take some eggs and like lay it down.
This is like a hot button debate topic in TVSA.
But it's so good. Like, don't knock it till you try it. But yeah, so now we're gonna move on to rolling the spring rolls. And this sometimes takes a little bit of practice because if the rice paper is too wet or too soft, then it can tear really easily. And it's also one thing to keep in mind about like the pressure of how much you're like trying to roll it in. Because if you add too much pressure, then you can also tear the rice paper. But you start with the ends, and then with like your 4 fingers over like your food, I guess, you roll the rice paper up. And I usually maybe do like 1 full rotation. And then once you reach here, this is where you start rolling it like a burrito. So then I like take the sides and then fold them in. And then after that, I also have chives. Like I know that when you go to like some restaurants, you can also see them like at the corner. So then they sort of like peek out at the edge. So just lay them down next to it and then like have a little bit peek out and then just continue rolling until you're done. I like to like give it a quick squeeze to make sure everything's like put together. But yeah, so like you see the shrimp and then the egg and then a little bit of the chives peeking through. And you got your spring roll.
It looks amazing.
Thank you,
Hey,
thank you. I'm actually
thank you,
so
Sarah.
impressed with that one. Like,
Can you put it back in front of the camera so we can
really
see?
good. Yeah, of course.
Ooh.
No,
Ooh.
I'm like so hungry now.
Everything looks delicious except for that egg, but you know, it's good
What?
neither here nor there.
I agree.
Jordan, what do you mean?
It looks so good until the eggs comes in and
Okay,
I
this
know,
time,
dude.
shut up. So
There's,
next time,
there,
okay, this one
there's like
I
the
will make
shrimp.
it.
There's like the.
This time I will make it without eggs, just to be like nice, I guess.
oh my
Oh
god.
yes, and yes, I agree with everybody in the chat. Sarah is really good at rolling spring rolls. Whenever I make it, it looks like somebody just crushed up all these materials
Oh my
together.
gosh, you can place it so it makes a heart.
Who said
That
with
is
multiple
so
egg?
cute.
Who's a multiple egg?
Oh, it makes a heart, the shrimp.
Well, probably Sarah.
Oh, there's a poll. Oh my gosh.
Is it
I
just
guess-
me or
I
is
guess
this
so
like
egg.
way harder than it looks and like Sarah's just a god
What?
at not tearing rice paper?
Honestly, I started like rolling my own spring rolls because my mom's at least my parents growing up when I was younger, they'd always be like, you could do it yourself. So I just started like rolling spring rolls on my own for like the longest time, which is like highly offensive because my mom always rolls my dad's spring rolls and like she doesn't seem to complain about it, but you know, we're just gonna
You're
do
not
it.
loved enough.
I guess
Unlucky.
not, you know.
It's okay, Sarah. I roll my own spring rolls as well.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad to see that I'm not alone.
See, look, if you don't eat spring rolls, you don't have to roll spring rolls, you know?
I mean, I guess.
I kind of share your pain when it's tamale night and we're all making tamales for the next morning.
Wait,
like, my mom
there's
doesn't make it
egg
for me.
They're
again.
so good.
There's
Oh
egg
shoot!
again.
Oh my gosh!
Oh my god.
What?
See, like it just comes so natural to me. Oh my god.
Sarah, please.
Sarah, stop.
Instinctive egg inclusion.
Yeah, see, this is like
Gosh.
instinct. That means that eggs are actually meant to be.
Can we
on the
highlight
plate.
Sarah's
Egg
video?
inclusion.
It's
Yeah.
contaminated. Leanne's right. It's contaminated now. Throw
We might
the
as well
whole
just
egg
put the
away.
egg
Just suck
back
it up, you
there.
guys. You got it.
I see that egg yolk on there. Oh, God. God.
While we're looking at some spring rolls being rolled up, a cool thing that happened in the city of Da Nang in Vietnam in 2014 was that over 500 people one day worked together to create the longest spring roll ever, which broke a Guinness World Record. It was like 500 meters or 1,640 feet long, and it weighed over 500 kilograms or 1,102 pounds. So this was a thicky spring roll, and after it
Wait.
was made, it was donated to local hospitals.
In
Aw,
pieces,
that's
I hope.
nice.
That's half a kilometer long. What?
No, all the patients had to eat it together at one time. No, I'm just kidding.
That's
I'm
almost
sure
a
they
third
cut it
of
into
a
pieces.
mile.
Yeah.
It's half a kilometer.
Is it like thick with like a C, thick with a K, or like thick with a Q?
All of the
All
above.
three. Yes.
Where can you buy the blue thing, Sarah?
The blue thing.
That pipe
Honestly, I
you're
don't
using.
know where my parents got this, but I got it. Not I got it, but you find them a lot at like Asian markets. From where I am right now, there's like the closest Asian market is like 4 hours away. But if you're in California, it's like super easy to like pick them up and stuff. And they'll typically look like this or some variation of it.
Actually, I have a little tip for rolling spring rolls. If you have just like a regular plate, I like to leave like a little edge like hanging off the side so you can like grab it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, smart,
Yeah.
smart.
That's what I usually do. I've never seen this plate before. I'm like, oh, that looks so useful. Wait, hold on.
Oh, so like, is it normal to just like not have this plate then and just like roll it with a regular plate?
Yeah, I usually, well, for my family, we just like use a regular like ceramic plate, and
Yeah.
it's
Same.
gonna be like 40%, no, 70% of the people knows how to roll it and had practice, and then the other 30% is like, how do I do this?
Okay.
But like, no, you got like a whole little setup there. It's good. I like it.
Have any of you guys been to like restaurants where like they won't roll the spring rolls for you? Like you have to roll it on your own?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, sounds
Wait.
kind of cool.
That's all restaurants in Vietnam. If you call that, if you like go to Vietnam and you want to get spring rolls, they'll put everything on the table for you, but won't roll it for you. So you roll it yourself.
Yeah, they have like a little like tray thing that holds the rice paper and the hot water, and you like
Yeah,
dip
it's like-
it in, you roll it.
It's like a little
Yeah.
buffet almost.
Yeah, it's like
No,
a little
I
like
think
buffet thing. It's really cool.
I think I read something kind of like that when I was like looking up stuff about spring rolls, and that like before they used to be called like imperial rolls because when they're at royal parties and stuff, they would just have all these plates laid out with like the rice paper in the middle, all the ingredients around on the side, so it was kind of like a build your own spring roll type event.
That's really cool.
Wow.
And just for reference, the if we were to do a spring roll the same size that Charisma just brought up, that would stretch from the doorstep of admin to the very edge of Yosemite.
Oh
Yeah.
my god,
Dope.
You should try it.
bro.
Speaking of
Bet.
the
You
Let's
can,
do it.
you can feed Vista
All right,
Grand with
we're-
that.
we should poll everyone on what Charisma just said earlier
Wait, is
on
that
what the
Vivu?
longest spring roll length is.
Okay.
If it's on screen, there it is. So what did Charisma say on what the longest spring roll was? Everyone. Do you
Like-
remember?
It's like pop quiz on a Saturday. It's horrible.
I wasn't expecting a pop quiz, and I'm on board.
Oh, also like another tip for rolling spring rolls is that like some
Why would you?
people sort of like want to
Same Courtney.
sort of like you want to like have like all your ingredients out on like the third of the rice paper that's closest to you, because if you put it in the middle, then you might not have enough like rice paper to like finish rolling. So it's just for efficiency's sake that you put it like sort of like before the middle, if that makes sense.
You're gonna take a bite and give us a review in a little
Oh my
bit.
gosh, yeah.
What about
I
the
guess, like-
sauce?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
does somebody want to like show us the sauce?
Yes, we can. While Sarah is preparing her spring rolls, we can switch over to Min or Eric, who will teach us how to make peanut sauce and fish sauce.
Then you go
So,
first.
who would like to go first?
Go ahead, man. It's all yours.
What? It's me now? Okay.
Yes.
This is the result. Yes.
Alright.
500 meters.
Give me
All
a
three of
second.
them.
Find a spoon.
Can we put a highlight on Min's video? Thank you.
Yeah, we did. We're chilling. All right.
Just Min for now. We'll get to Eric later.
Right. Give me a sec. I need to get water. Alright. This is super simple, okay? It's like, so when I eat spring rolls, I really hate peanut butter sauce, peanut butter in general. So I like it with a fish sauce. Sarah eats her spring rolls with eggs. Don't patronize me. Anyway,
All sauces are created equal.
Min, can you tell me why
So
you
are spring
prefer
rolls with
fish
eggs.
sauce over peanut sauce?
I just don't like peanut.
And that's fair.
That'll change after I go. I will change your mind.
You can also eat spring rolls with hoisin sauce. It's really good as well.
Yep.
Highly recommend.
I agree.
Thanks.
Poison's pretty
It's
good.
very good. Very good.
I'm sorry. Give me a sec for the Brita to start filtering water. So
Yeah, for sure.
So what you need to make this sauce is it's super simple. It's not, you don't have to cook or anything. Look, these are all the ingredients you need. So you need fish sauce. Oh, damn it. Fish sauce, red chili peppers. Obviously you want it fresh, but I couldn't find it fresh, or like I couldn't find time to go buy it fresh. You want some garlic. You can chop it on your own. That's like preferably, but you don't have to. You want chopped onions, the same thing. You want it fresh, but I don't have it fresh. And water, just water. Okay. Wait, give me a second.
Okay.
What? So to make this, the ratios are pretty simple. It's actually, oh wait, I forgot one. Lime. You want lime. You want lime juice. So, damn it, Vivu just left. The moment I start speaking. So what you want? Well, you want fresh lime. Choose from a lime. So usually it's about half. It's like half a lime's worth of juice, half a lime to a full lime, depending on how much you're making. So to make this sauce, it's 1 cup, not 1 cup. Jesus Christ, 1 cup of fish sauce. It's one tablespoon of fish sauce. Let's hope I don't. 4 tablespoons of water. Boom. Bang. Both. Okay. 1 tablespoon of lime juice, I guess.
Or half a lime equivalent.
Or half a lime's worth of juice. Mix it all up. Oh my god, I keep forgetting ingredients.
Fish sauce has won the poll.
That's
Who put
right.
nothing sauce?
As it should.
You
Want
monster.
sugar. You also want sugar. I'm sorry, I forgot about it. You want 1 tablespoon of sugar.
Faith.
Faith, hello. Faith.
Oh my god.
And you just mix it all up. Hold on, give me a sec.
Love those angles, social.
Lovely.
So I don't have any fun facts about fish sauce. It's fish sauce. It's pretty cool. Most people don't like
Funny you
it.
say that, because
Smells
we
like
do.
fish.
Fun fact about fish sauce. So, fish sauce was originated over 2,500 years ago in Carthage. Yes. Carthage, which was then Carthage. Thank you guys. Which was then conquered by Rome and spread throughout the Eastern Hemisphere. It remained a staple condiment across Roman East Asia households until soy sauce was invented in the 1300s. Since then, it has remained and has been refined in Vietnam, where it still stands strong today.
And
Fun
I was
fact for y'all.
surprised to learn that in Rome, it was because like you and I don't really, when we think of like Roman cooking, we often confuse it with Mediterranean cooking, because quite frankly, like a lot of Roman dishes just like don't really appeal to the modern like palate anymore. But a huge amount of their recipes actually revolved around fish sauce and using fish sauce as a seasoning. And it was so popular that if you wanted to buy like a normal sized bottle for your household of like good quality stuff, it could run you north of what would be like the modern day equivalent of like $500, $600, $700. So, you know, a couple weeks wages for a lot of people. But yeah, in Vietnam, like both the local cuisine and the weather are suitable to make fish sauce year round, as opposed to other regions of the world where like they can only make it during certain parts of the year. And so that's why it's one of the reasons why it's remained a staple.
Okay, thank you, Ricky. What you want next is red hot chili peppers, like the band. You want a lot of it. You want a lot of. I like to have a lot of it because I like my fish sauce spicy. I like it like. Hold up, I'll show you guys.
If you're not crying, it's not spicy enough.
Guys,
Hold
every
up.
time I go into a restaurant, I'll be like, okay, so can I get it like the spiciest so you can make it? And they're like, oh yeah, well we do it on a scale of like 1 to 5. I remember this happened at Thai Palace in downtown, and then I was like, okay, can I get it 5 spicy? And they're like, yeah, are you sure? And I was like, yes, please give me it. So they gave me it and I took a bite and I'm like, this isn't spicy at all. So I look at them and I was like, can I get the spice rack too? And the waitress had so much fear in her eyes when she looked at me. I like felt so bad, but I'm like, girl, this is not spicy enough for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I mean, I guess if you wanna not taste anything, go for it, Charisma.
Taste the burn, like.
Anyways,
at that point, you're just tasting your tears, but you know, it's fine.
That's more salt. Anyways, as for garlic and onions, it's up to you how much you want it. Usually, I want like about a spoon of each because I'm weird that way. Yeah. Throw it all in. And then you just mix it all up. And that's the sauce, ladies and gentlemen.
Drink it.
Man,
No, please don't.
I need to taste it.
No, man, wait. Okay.
Not bad. It's good. But yeah, I think it's the best batch I've made in a while. But yeah, that's how you do it. You can use this for a lot of things. Like you can use this for marinating chicken if you want, because that's what I'm gonna do in a sec. You can also use this for like eat spring rolls or like as a dipping sauce. You can pour this over rice and just eat it with egg and pork, and that'll just be fire as heck. And yeah, that's it. That's the sauce, people.
Thank you, fellow half of brain
And
cell.
for all the people that wants peanut for whatever reason, up to you. It's up to you, Eric.
No. Hey, well. So here's the thing. You know, for everyone who is on the right side of history and wants to learn how to make peanut sauce, I'm here
Right
for
side
you.
of history.
Go off, big.
Let's go. Okay, honestly, I don't know where I get my passion for peanut sauce from. Probably just, you know, I love. I'll eat peanut butter straight out of the jar. Like I'll like literally just let you do that. But this isn't peanut butter, so I'll show you guys kind of like the variation, which is peanut sauce. I'm gonna kind of make it a little basic. So for any of you out there who wants to try this, really not to do too much. Really, the main ingredients are hoisin sauce. So I use about a third cup of hoisin sauce, and honestly, I kind of eyeballed peanut butter, but I'll go for like a big spoonful. And really, you can kind of mix and match the way you want it. If you want a little sweeter, put more peanut butter. If you want a little saltier, go for the hoisin sauce. And then so what I'm gonna do is gonna kind of just really put it all together in the bowl. And at the same time, I'm gonna get my pan in the background. I don't know if y'all can give me my little pan in the background. Start to warm that up, because what we're gonna do at the end is once all the greens are in, I'm just gonna simmer a little bit just to kind of just simmer a little bit, get it a little get the right texture that I want. So, oh my God, please don't. Thank you. My kitchen's weird. Anyways, once I have the hoisin sauce in there, I'm gonna get peanut butter in there real quick. And then I'm going to put in just a little bit of water. I'm gonna say about less than like a fourth cup of water, just a little bit, just to get texture right. It takes a little while to experiment, so it took me a few tries to get to like a consistency that I really like personally. And then once that's in, I'm gonna mix that up. And so while I'm getting this ready, rest of the board, can you throw me some fun facts about peanut sauce?
Of course, good sir. So, with peanuts, so peanut sauce originally is from Indonesia. It was originally made with ground and roasted peanuts, but now it is often made with a more readily available and easily used peanut butter in Western cultures, in Western countries. Sure. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to grind some peanuts for y'all today. That's for another time. But what I will do though is at the end, some people like it, some people don't, but I like to have a little crunch with it. So I would actually will toss peanuts here. I'm gonna toss them on top. Sometimes I like to crumble it too, just make it a little smaller and easier to eat. But I'm a bit lazy today, so I get this looking good. So once I've kind of mixed it around a little bit, I'm going to get this here. Then I'm gonna do. You could use oil, and also some people put additional ingredients into their sauce. Like again, this is like the super basic version, but some people like putting in lime juice or other spices like garlic, seasoning, that sort of thing. I'm just gonna go ahead. I'll just get that in there. You kind of let that simmer for a little bit. So while this is going, Nick, how's that coffee turning out?
Going real slow, so I'm loosening it just a bit. Just a little bit faster.
Is that close to being done?
It's kind of really close to being done. It just doesn't want to fall down to the cup anymore. Yep.
Sure.
After a while, it starts to settle, and it gets like, it gets not as porous as you would like to be. So I sometimes loosen it just a bit.
Be careful, Eric.
Don't burn the sauce.
Don't burn the MacBook. Jeez.
Yeah, I'm drop the laptop. Get a nice tear on my laptop.
I mean, if it drops down, it's a new pan you can use. Holy shit! It's a new baking sheet.
Let me turn this off now. So at this point, it's actually about the pretty good consistency that I want. And again, like some people like it a bit more watery. I kind of like it. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost okay. Actually, I might have made it a little too. I'm not sure. I might have made it a little too thick with the Q. But usually I kind of want it like a little more watery. Right now it's kind of like a bit more pasty. But it's honestly a little fine. Yeah, thanks. I do like it a little bit. Anyways, yeah, like you really just gotta mix and match and do what you like. But at the end of the day, really, the main ingredients you just really need are pretty much just peanut butter and hoisin sauce, which makes it really accessible, I think, to make. So yeah, that's how I make my peanut sauce, which is, sorry, I put it out there, the superior sauce.
The fact.
Sorry, man.
The fact. All right. Thank you, Eric.
That's my bag. All right, Nick, how are we looking?
Looking, Nick.
Looking good. I'm just gonna start loosening it because I think it is at the point where coffee ground is so packed that if I unscrew it, it would still hold, which is unfortunately a bit true. So I'm gonna do the gross thing of sticking my finger in it and move the coffee grounds out, or the back of the spoon. Yeah, So if you're in a situation where you removed the top that compresses the coffee grounds, and it's still water on top, yeah, you're gonna have this, sort of the case where I do, where my coffee ground is a bit too fine, so it likes to compact a lot. So I'm just gonna use the back of the spoon and disturb the coffee ground, and then you get the rest of the coffee dripping down. And then after that, coffee is technically done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one quick little fact about Vietnamese coffee. So it was originally brought to Vietnam by French colonizers and used as a cash crop for the French colonizers. But since then, it has been, taken over by the Vietnamese culture and is one of the staples now. So it's a nice little thing to know that it was once used to, it's now used as like an economic source, and it's actually a great thing for the country of Vietnam because it helps them. Yeah.
Yep. And with that, coffee is done. Hands a bit. And yeah. So you see the layer of coffee, to condensed milk. Some people add ice, some people don't. But yeah, mix it up, and then you got a very delicious coffee. Yep. Ta-da! All right. Now I'm gonna enjoy some evening caffeine.
Alrighty. So wow, that's actually perfect timing. So we are just about done with our little cooking session. So yes, thank you to all those who participated. Sarah. Oh, first we'll see. Let's see. First, real quick, let's see Sarah's little.
Like a full pyramid. I
Ooh.
know.
Oh.
Can we get a review?
The ones with the
Review?
eggs are the ones that are on top.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Sarah, have you had one yet? How are they?
No, not yet. I don't know
bite.
if people want that ASMR.
Do it.
Okay, wait. Let me get fish
Good.
sauce real quick.
Okay. So while Sarah is getting that, oh, she's real quick with it. Real quick.
Does anybody have questions for us, or
Yeah, questions, comments, yeah.
yeah? You guys are a club, right?
Yes.
Yes.
When do you guys have your meetings, or can people still join your club?
Yeah, so
Yes, of course.
TVSA is open to all members. General meetings are on Zoom at 8 p.m.
TSP on Wednesdays.
Yes, and yeah, we can actually send you Zoom link
Yeah,
and
link.
other stuff.
A link our Facebook.
Should I plug the Discord in chat?
I'll link
Oh,
our
yes.
Facebook page.
I got the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. VP.
Yeah, good question. Good question.
That is the Discord if you would like to join the TVSA server and connect with us on Discord, where
You
we
also
sometimes
go,
play games and stuff.
It also
yeah, you can
has
also go visit our
announcements for
Facebook and
events
whatnot.
stuff. Oh yeah, that too.
All right. Yes. Sarah, how is it? Thoughts?
Good.
Reviews?
It's good.
Good.
Wait,
All right.
is it normal to put peanuts in fish sauce?
I've seen it a couple times, but
Stop
I
giving
think
me that
I've
look
seen it
again.
I don't think it's
too.
Peanuts just like
normal.
sprinkled on top.
Thank you, Claudine. I think it's so good.
Awesome.
I mean, like, I'm down with like peanut sauce, but like peanut sauce and fish sauce combined, you know, like. Okay, that sounds really weird, but that's how I eat it.
All right. With that, that just about wraps up our little session. So we thank everybody that came. Thank you to all of those who made food, and thank you to all of those who shared a little bit about Vietnamese culture with us. So yeah. With that, you guys are free to head out. There will be a headliner coming on soon, so if you guys want to go to that, make sure to, I think, come back, or I think, yeah, just find the Zoom link for that. But
It's
yeah,
on Twitch, I
thank you,
believe.
everybody.
But if anyone has any
Thank
more
you.
questions or has anything else they want to say, message on the Discord, message on the Facebook, or if you remember any of our names, find us on Instagram, Facebook, any of that. Feel free to ask questions. Yeah, just wanted to throw that out there real quick.
Awesome. Yeah. With that, we thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for coming out and checking out just a little bit of what TVSA has to offer. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thanks for coming.
Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you for coming.